My Van and Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachir Galadirthan, and welcome to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Dorwinion. We are besieging Monarchus down here in the south, which is pretty much the gathering of the last refuge for Rhûn. They are very much on their way out. Unless they have more forces to the north that we just simply don't know about, it is pretty much over for them. We are currently saving money in order to build these mines over here. But something I would quite like to do is get a couple of units together and just head off over here to start chipping away at Rhûn's outer extremities. That was tautological. At Rhûn's extremities. Because they're pretty much done for and we need to just take away their economy. But we must be cautious because, of course, once they hit their... Once they hit their 3 regions, I believe it is, they will gain their last stand stack, and those, of course, are troubling to defeat. I've explained it before, but the last stand stack is really not for the human player, or a human will be able to defeat it, cheese it, cheat it, or just ignore it altogether. It is for the AI who really don't know how to hold themselves in the game, and sometimes they just need a helping hand to not get destroyed within about 20 to 25 turns. Oh, a Master Merchant's Guild. I can't build it, but I'll take it. Dol Amroth expands. The wings of the Silver Swan have spread far, and that power of Dol Amroth has become great, rivaling that of the heights of its protector. Ships of the Swan are seen all about the southern ocean, and the ground shakes as the hooves of the famous knights sweep away all those who oppose the Prince of Dol Amroth. Their soldiers fight with a fervour that is scarcely seen in the bleak lands of Gondor, and now more than ever is it apparent that they are descended of elves and men. The banners of the Swan are now a common sight and spread fear and doubt amongst those who would fight against them, and the song of Amroth and Nimrodel has become the most feared war cry of the south. The wind was in his flowing hair, the foam about him shone. Afar they saw him strong and fair, go riding like a swan. Nothing seems to be able to stop the princedom's expansion. Now, I have a strong feeling inside my bones that I wrote that, because that line of the Song of Amroth and Nimrodel, I really, really, really like that line. And I throw it into almost all of Dol Amroth's features and anything Dol Amroth, even vaguely Dol Amroth related, I throw in the Song of Amroth and Nimrodel. I've just noted that Nyaka is buggering off to Monarchus, where it would seem Kor's need is great. So what I will do is Widin... Captain Olaf is gone. Captain Widin will go and take Viltur, and what we will do is, with our meagre earnings, we shall train another unit of those for this place and send that unit out. No, we shouldn't do that yet, because then we'll lose even more money. But then we need them to be ready, otherwise we'll lose the town. So they are going to go with them. So it's alright, we earn enough. Monarchus will only hold for 6 turns, but we'll siege out a bit longer, because we're going to try and entice our enemy into attacking us so that we can beat them wholeheartedly on the fields. Whoa, hold the phone, everyone. Put down the phones and stand up together. Dale have taken Brown Boat. What's it called? There's a map on my left, hang on. The East Bight has fallen to Dale, although Dol Guldur have the land to the north, so I don't know whether they've come through the forest to attain that, but it does explain why Dol Guldur have not attacked us yet. Oh, I will take Vilter.
My lord, as you wish.
Don't you worry about that.
By your command.
Balkoth tribesman, you've been caught. You've been left out. Hung out to dry is the saying that my mother used to say. Oh, he's been hung out to dry. And it just means that you've been left, basically, as bait. You've been shafted. You've been put in an untenable position, and you will fall. We actually make a reasonable amount of money, don't we? If that guy over there, a Doaser, I don't really like your name, but you're going to have to do. We'll give you a couple of units just so that you've got a unit. And then I think we could probably build a small, meagre army. Strondos would be the best place because you've got more free upkeep. 1 unit from the castle and 1 unit... Oh, Jesus, only 2 units. So no, so that's alright. So Santanwi, you're going to be our... Because you get 2 units from there and 2 units from there. 4. Perfect. You've only got 1 at the moment. So I only want a couple of trashy units, to be honest. Nothing that's going to cost me too much. We'll take a couple of Thornbladesmen. We'll send just a primitive, just a probing army. We should be able to get those in a couple of turns. We'll send them out with a Doaser. And we'll push for Winteria Lior, or the dwarven region now named Gazar Ibar. We shall take that. Our cavalry as well, actually. We could go and raid around this area, couldn't we? And stop Rhûn. I call them Rhûn. That's so foolish. And stop Rhûn from any kind of Rovanian expansion. That's the plan. I wanted to thank you all very much for your comments on the last Dorwinion video relating to the lore video. There's a lot of really good ideas floating around there, and I was very welcome for the engagement on that. I appreciate your thoughts. As of recording this, which is Monday evening, so the day that video went up, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to record, but I'll do the necessary requisite reading on my lunch breaks this week, and we'll go from there. Norway now stands, as we hoped, against a large gathering of Rhûn. If we can smash them with minimal losses, we can really turn the tide of this war. Archers, javelin, archers, 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 crossbows. It's a ranged force and no mistake. Javelin, archers, and then Hûs also has a lot of archers. Right, it may prove to be a bit of a challenging battle, but we'll give it our damned all. They're coming in from in front and behind,
march into battle.
but we'll fight well. That is, I believe, Ted Howe, I think it's Ted Howe's depiction of Tyrion upon Tuna, the great Noldor city on the Isle of Valinor. And I can't remember who it is blowing the horn at the front. It's a human, I think. I can't remember which one it is. Someone will know. Right. So they're coming in from over down there south somewhere. We don't really want to fight two fronts. They've got a lot of archers. This hill here is reaching out to me as being our best bet. So if we put everyone like that,
The enemy have brought
start
up
the
more
battle.
men.
Let's just pause it. We need to win, and I'm better when it's paused. Right, archers do be on defensive mode because you want to put them on defensive mode, generally speaking, because it often will then mean that if their front line is engaged with the enemy, the back line will still fire. And so that is why defensive mode works. For them, at least, anyway. Right, more defensive-minded units, and the crappy ones. Let's put you... We'll take the weaker Thornblade unit as well, group them together, and just you'll form the front line. We're going to come under a lot of archer fire here today, and I mean a lot, so we've got to put our best foot forward, so to speak. Although we've got Forthwin in the army now, but Forthwin, of course, famously in the previous battle, fought and defended well, but he wasn't particularly good when the time came to assault the enemy, was he? So we'll see how he gets on. But they attacked us, so we have plenty of opportunity to just sit and wait. Let them come. Within these walls, we will outlast them. They do not come to destroy Rohan's walls or villages? Towns or villages? I can't remember the words. They come to destroy its people, down to the last child. Ah, they are waiting until their reinforcements can support them. No, they're not. They are just coming through. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. The Easterlings of Rhûn. They're very bright colours, aren't they? And they even have flames on their robes. I don't know if you've noticed that before. But this one has flames, and this one has leaves. Unfortunately, this one... Oh, you could sort of say that's a water, like air kind of effect, couldn't you? They are elementals. Avatar come to life. Then everything changed when Rhûn attacked. Read Fire Nation. Were I in the world of Avatar, I would absolutely, hands down, hope to be an Earthbender. It is easily the best element to modify and to be able to play around with. Oh, look at me, I'm a waterbender, I can freeze people's blood. Yeah, if you want to be cruel about it. But what can an earthbender do? Build a house, 5 seconds, bomb, there's my house, jolly good. I need to dig a hole, boom, I've dug a hole. Problem solved. I need to very quickly erect a wall because someone's just thrown something at me. Boom, there's a wall, job done. Also, an earthbender can very swiftly move around the ground by basically just making the ground move them forwards, which is a feature you don't see very much in Avatar. But Toph does do it a couple of times. She kind of skates along the ground, which looks really cool. But I like the immovability and rigid defensive nature of Earth. Feel free to discuss amongst you your inferior elements, of course, because Earth is objectively best. Anyway, enough dilly-dallying. The enemy comes. Noah is beginning to fire and wasting himself on Balkoth's spearmen, of all things. Is that cavalry that I see before me? I hadn't thought or planned for that. I've just pressed the D key instead of the F key. So yes, it is cavalry. Curses. Arulad. Dragon Riders. Stand your ground, men. Stand your ground. Stay easy. Stay calm. We've got this. Daratai hunters and otherwise... Oh, Dragon Guard moving through them. That's... They're forming into a sort of bizarre formation, though. They're not really coming at us, are they? They're sort of flirting. Sorry, what? Hummingbird, something's gone wrong with the voices, and they all keep telling me that they're elves when they're not. They're really going for the flank, aren't they? Right. When you click them individually, they speak in the language you'd expect. When you group them up, they tell you that they're elves. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Parmen offers a feature. It's definitely a feature. Get yourselves round on the flanks. Oh, the Dragon Riders have pulled up. Thornsman. Thornsman? That's not your name. Thorn Bladesman. Ah, they totally just squandered their charge. Use that to our advantage. Yes, please.
Our men have slain the enemy.
Oh, and the enemy general's gone
his
already.
Troops will lose their will to fight.
You're hitting those hunters, I presume. You on the Loke Rim. Captain Hakam has fallen. Eye of stone and iron to use for Angmar. Keep pressing, keep pressing. We shall break them if it takes all we have. Ah, look, the elves, the elves. Go, my Avari brothers. I tell you another reason why I like playing as Dorwinion, because they remind me wholeheartedly of Byzantium. Now, I appreciate I've told you many times that in the files Dorwinion are Byzantium, but that's not what reminds me of them. Their general colouring being purple and the kind of look and feel of many of their units reminds me of Medieval II's Byzantium nation. And I really like that because Byzantium was one of the best campaigns I ever played in
the enemy are badly bloodied.
Medieval 1, I think, actually, and Medieval 2. But I remember them distinctly from the original Medieval, and then in Medieval 2 I played as them again. And I loved playing as them. And Dorwinion reminds me of them so much that it brings on joy and reminiscence. Many of the enemies already routing. We are going the way of the heroic victory that we spoke of. But we are going to need you all to move a little closer and start getting a few more shots off, because certain units are still overwhelmed. That unit over there is doing very well. If someone can go over and support him, that would be brilliant. Oh yes, the halberdier unit. Now, someone mentioned in the comments, and yes, if I could just briefly say, this is of course not a halberdier. I'm very aware of that, and that was my failing in the last episode to not be clearer. The unit in the files is very much a halberdier. It has the halberdier animation, so it attacks in the halberdier way, and it has halberdier-like stats. Even though, yes, it is technically wielding what you'd probably call a glaive, it is, as far as the game is concerned, a halberdier, and halberdiers fight very differently and uniquely to other types of units. So I did feel it was important to make that to call it a halberdier, so that if you are using it in battle, you know what it is. But even then, I only called it a halberdier because someone politely reminded me that it was. I kept calling it a pike. Right, well, we are getting that absolutely smashing victory that I was hoping for. The Lokrin bodyguards have been overwhelmed and are going down. You charge on them. They won't see us in the forest. You break onto those. The Arila Dragon Guard. Right, you guys, just charge those. Stop with your crossbows.
They have lost half their men.
Go and get involved. You come up here. Help your Thornblade brothers who have taken a bit of a beating. How did that not get them to rout? Ah, because they are buoyed on by the presence of Who's. Whose
Good
fights?
tidings.
Ah,
Enemy
no.
general lies dead.
Whose is dead. Alright, now it's just it's basically over. Archers, we've got to
Behold
contend
how our
with
cowardly
bloody archers.
foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Alright, everyone who doesn't happen to have a bow, just run back to the top of this hill. Those of you who do still have arrows left, form a wide mark, come and stand there. Pop it to ×6 and we'll see who actually... Yeah, this is the only remaining unit. And they will rout
Enemy army
immediately
leaves
there
the
we are
field.
in the battle.
This is a clear victory.
They have paid dearly for their insolence. Norway has slain a lot. 1,800-ish. Circa, we call that in the legal profession. And so does everyone, because that's the word that you use. I bloody love the word circa. It means, oh, I can't actually remember this number. Just bung circa in front of it. No one will know. 229 kills, Thorn Bladesman. Well done, men. The Thorn Bladesman is actually becoming something of the mascot of this campaign, is it not? It is routinely showing its honour and skill, and really just holding up the good banner of Dorwinion well. When the time comes for us to attack our cousins and assert our utter dominance, Thorn Bladesman will be pivotal in ensuring the destruction, utterly, of Dale. For they will best the middle linesman of Dale quite soundly, and the more professional forces of Dorwinion will succeed. Aha! Our first test on the island of Burr. They come again. Having now again played a Dorwinion campaign, I again do feel that really we shouldn't have a settlement on this little island. It serves very, very little purpose. Right, the Dragon Guard will be a bit of a pain, but the rest, to be honest, I think Theodomir might be able to hold it. But Theodomir, this is your chance to shine. This is your glory moment. This is where you prove your honour. That is Minas Tirith upon the Isle of Tol Sirion, which is again tautological, because Tol means isle.
We must act and halt this turn of events.
The Isle of Sirion is a better word. If only we had walls. We need proper walls, though. Look at the banner now. It looks so much better, doesn't it? It's just Dale's flag with Dorwinion's badge smacked in the middle, but it still looks better. Right, in order to win this, the archers need to be kept alive. Their archers I'm not too concerned with. Oh, they don't even have archers, sorry. They are all swords. There's some javelins, but that's it. So we'll see the way that they're going to come. But ideally, we want to shut them off at the pass.
I'm ready. I suppose. Stand and fight, men.
Don't fire at will yet. Let's find out what they're going to do. High Paladins. You will show your glory. No, please don't do that. No! Don't do the one thing that will ensure your victory.
Our enemy has command of the city.
Ugh. Yeah, go on, keep firing, keep firing, keep firing, keep firing. Front line will take it. No, go on!
Good tidings. The enemy general,
General's
dead.
just died. They're creeping away from the square, they'll lose
The
it.
enemy
There
is
we
no
are.
longer in command of the city.
Go on, fire, fire while the front line fights. Oh, Theodomir. Theodomir, finish these fools. Your archers pay. I wonder how we could have done it. Oh, if we'd put Theodomir there. No, sorry. Well, that's just sealed our fate, hasn't it? Come on, get them to
Only
rout.
half the enemy force remains.
Get them to rout, get them to rout. They're going, they're shaking, they're
We've
shaking.
lost half of our men.
Go on. Come on, Theodomir, come on. Yes. Turn. With a bit more gusto, please.
Changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
The coming of Theodomir will be like the falling of small stones that starts an avalanche on the
For a moment,
mountainside.
the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such.
Go on.
The enemy
Yes!
leaves the field. This is a
Yes!
clear victory.
250 kills. 87 from the archers there. Right, no, so now we know. Next time, put Theodomir in the front line on that angle, just so he's just touching the square, which should be able to hold onto the square. And then the archers can fire with impunity from behind. That is an absolutely ridiculously oversized weapon for the size of this unit. It's longer than the Warg. Like, what are you going to do with that?
An honourable, glorious victory! My lord, our courage and honour have conquered.
Our courage and honour have done great things. Conquering is but one of their great many achievements. I think Theodomir, if he keeps up those successes, and particularly wins again... No, I'm not going to bother with that. We want money. We want the money. What? How have you just done that? Wait, how... Sorry.
I will
What?
not waste words on you.
Well, they've cheated.
Marching to war. Your will, my lord. To war, then. We have them under siege.
We'll attack that after one turn. We won't bother waiting. You take that and take that, I suppose. Send the Thorn Bladesman back.
As you wish.
Strondost, you're going to need some forces. Thorn Guards, 2 Bladesmen. Oh, they'll train in 1 turn. That's absolutely beautiful. I'll take some archers too. Santanui is training. You could probably throw in a couple more units then for our little rampage. Go for some basic archers. Oh, all in 1 turn. What a glorious day this is turning out to be. Froth here, I'm not sure you're going to be needed to defend that front now that Bera Monarchus has taken. So you could perhaps lead our army, because Doacer is going to be needed in Strondost. Although Legend could do with some support, but we can't pull him back. I don't think we'll need to though. That will be a sizable garrison by the time Oresh arrives. You can retrain. Well done indeed. As I say, keep that up, and we'll name the town after you. Got to do it another 10 yet. So we've got 1 more turn on that. Now here, is there anything we can destroy? No, that is useful to us. No, they're all useful to us, really. We're a standard nation. We use the same buildings that they use. Can't use any of them, of course, but at least we do. Let's rename this. Norway is certainly is the named location. A town after him. Now, he is Sindarin. He's not Sindarin, he's Avari. We have no idea what they speak, but no West sounds a bit foolish, doesn't it? No West. No. No Ost. Let's just call it Nerost. Nerost. That'll do. Norway Town. Or we could call it... yes, let's name it after them as a whole. Osten, Town of the Avari. Osten Avari. Now, Avari's plural and singular, so... Do we want to make it... do we want to do it the other way? I think we probably do. And also because N, I think, is the wrong one there. Ostin Avari, we'll go with that. Perfect. We've given them a new home, which they shall now defend. This army here gives me a cause for some concern. It's quite sizable. And the Strondost army, that's a bit of a pain, moving up to there. But we'll see what they do. We'll get... The garrison has just bolstered, so they've got a bit more oomph if the enemy attacks. Our mines will be ready soon enough, which will be good as well. Oh, they did nothing. They did nothing. I think Dol Guldur has just attacked the East Bight because I just heard a sword attack sound on their turn. I'm eager to send my little expedition onto the coasts of the eastern shores. See if we can't give Rhûn some food for thought. They've either pulled away from Strondost or they're hiding in the trees. The latter probably being far more likely. Arash hasn't moved. Always worrying. We'll try and get a Great Hall if we can. Get it more so that Strondost can become a real defensive point. I'll take an extra unit of that because it looks like they might attack here a few more times. Defensive troops can't hurt, can they?
Your will, my lord. Orders.
Right, so all of you are coming out.
March to exhaustion.
Your orders, my lord.
And Frothir. Oh, jeez, look at that.
I will not
That's
waste words on
Nyaka.
you.
He's merged. He's merged with some other forces, and they stand strong. We need reinforcements. We need to push. No, we can push. We can push, of course. If we take that entire army, move to Duharville, Let's go for Mr. and sod it. We'll take everything from here except those 2 crappy units.
Yes. Assembling a mighty host.
And we do have a sizable host.
With
Nice.
honor. Ordered.
Captain Knut, you could go on your own, but then you don't have any oomph, any punch. I've said oomph too much. Frothir, go for it. You go and join them, that's alright. And now we'll assault and take Vilta, and I'll end the episode upon our successful capture of it.
Yes, my lord.
We might get a general out of this, actually. Now, we want to try and use our crossbow units to the full potential and fire off almost every crossbow we can before we actually move on these people. Arrows fire already. No, they're running away from the walls. The towers will stop firing after a while. If you can shoot, by all means. Once that gate falls, they're yours.
Our men have reached the gate with the battering ram.
Bring it down, bring it down.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Right, well, we know we're not going to use the ground forces. This will be cavalry only. We want them to be as revitalized as possible. If you come and stand like that.
We've captured the enemy's walls.
Pull away. They're throwing javelins at you almost certainly. Goodness, your range is atrocious. Run away! It's like we get 10 kills, isn't it? This is going to be it, isn't it? This is going to be that. Pull away, pull away! Go on, go on! Get everyone out! There's 2 men left there, I can see them, I can see them!
If we continue like this, we will...
No! We lost one. We lost one. They lost 30 though. We might as well just offer one of these up. Get as many shots off as you can. Go on, just take their javelins. You outclass them in range significantly. They're getting like 1 or 2 kills and you're getting like 40.
Only half the enemy force remains.
They're not particularly... Oh, they seem to have hand-wound crossbows. That's cool, isn't it? That must be a special, unique animation specifically for horse crossbows. Right, now pull away. Don't get sucked into melee, because then you will die. You're many things, but good melee is not one of them. Right, we're sending our captain. And hopefully we'll finish these fools off.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Yeah, there's only a few more
Without
left.
him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Some casualties are inevitable.
This is a clear victory.
8! We lost 8! And the other one, of course, getting more kills. That's alright, that's acceptable losses, I think. I mean, some of those may have even healed, of course. We just can't say for certain. But what we can say for certain is the victory is ours. And we've lost Vilta with very minor losses. Only a couple of turns without its money, to be honest. And Rhûn, unless they've sacked it. I didn't check. I should have checked. They may have just occupied.
The day is ours. We have conquered.
Oh, it doesn't like us, does it? No, I think they sort of left it on it to its own devices. But they did destroy, whether or not they actively chose to, our standing stones. Oh, we don't need standing stones. We have a huge population. And you can even train... Look, they're already free upkeep. Yeah, perfect. It doesn't like us, though, does it? It really doesn't like us.
My lord.
It practically hates us. Go and try and hit this Moltok fellow.
As you wish. Entering woods and preparing.
Oh, we'll just hide you for now. What did we get? Dorwinion infantry. Oh, perfect. You can go with Captain Knut.
We'll make camp here. Ordered.
Brilliant. I'm not bothered that we're losing money. That's alright. It's because our army stands on the
Yes,
field.
my lord.
You don't want to stand inside that town when the enemy comes. So we'll leave that 56 behind. If we go and stand on the bridge,
Yes.
they can assault it. That doesn't bother me. But if we stand
Your
and
orders, my
get them on
lord.
the there, at least get our archers out of it. Variax have canned and the Ardard and Naim have allied. That's alright. I'll allow them. Don't bother with that unit thing. We're already losing money. No need to make it worse. Chuck them into there. Get to... Because one of those units could probably head down and garrison there.
Your will,
No,
my
because then we won't get the free upkeep, of course. Ah, and Diplomat. I was meant to
Yes, my
sell
lord.
the information ages ago.
Yes. What is it you wish to discuss?
How much money have you got? Reasonable. Ah, you might want 3,000 for all those things? Yes.
Possibly a mistake. Good day to you.
Thank you for your kind and generous
Without
donation.
question. Stopping here.
That helps us immensely, and many things that we couldn't do, we now can do. Vilta in particular, which doesn't like us. Oh, roads would be so nice. Look, that's the exact amount of money we need. How cool is that? We're losing money, but that's fine.
my lord.
That's fine. We'll take the...
Yes, my lord.
We'll take the negative. But that is where I'm going to end it. Oh, should we go and have a look at the world? Actually, we haven't done that in a while. Let's try and ignore Rhûn, though, so we don't cheat our way through. Oh, we fought this whole time with the map in small. Ah, Dale does have the East Bite, as we thought. Brown boat, there it is. But Dol are doing rather well, and only really held back, actually, because Rhûn, as you can see, now has everything west of us. But these towns, I know I wasn't going to look at Rhûn, but what does it matter? These towns are useless to them, they really are. Varfest is the only thing that's helping them out, and their castle down here. Other than that, Mistrand is the big one, and we're going to drop in and try and curl around. Dale doing relatively well, though. Woodland Realm, not really impacting the world at the moment. Erebor and Gundabad are fighting it out in the foothills of the Grey Mountains. Onazanar held by the dwarves and Daneshalls held by the orcs. Angmar has done relatively well. They've got most of the north, pushed even all the way to Ostgalon. That's interesting. Breland... oh, look, Angmar are besieging a Numinas. Crime and Netley's doing very well. The Misty Mountains doing very well as well. Imladris pushed right back to Imladris, and it's all they've got. They're in a bit of a poor situation. Dunland have been heavily rebutted. Dunyard has fallen to Enedwythe. Enedwythe doing rather well. Dunland actually very... Tharbad is held by Enedwythe. Crime and... Because I say Crime and Netley's again. I can't say the same word too many times. The High Elves, sorry, holding Imladris, but otherwise... They've got Basra-Durm, but that's about it. They're also not really impacting the world. To the south, Isengard seem to be being kept in check by Enedwythe, which is bizarre. Enedwythe and Rohan, in combination, are keeping Isengard well at bay. Saruman misunderestimated the Wildman of the West, and he will pay for his foolish arrogance. Gondor holding rather nicely as well. Caer Andros is still held, but Mordor has made it onto the Pelennor. The Ramas Ekor and the border forts have fallen. Calenhad is now besieged. The few... Oh, cool, look at the Ardnaim diplomat. He looks good. The few peoples north of in Anorian have probably fled to Minas Tirith and beyond. Dol Amroth expanding, but I don't think they really are. They're not, indeed, no. They're fighting against Can from Halthaner, Harad from Tirithoros, and Arad and Naim are crossing the Athir Anduin, so I don't think that Dol Amroth have much more fight left in them. But of course, remember that Mordor will not be attacked by us. We are going to ignore them because we are going to go for Dale. Hopefully Dale will take Dol Guldur down by the time that we turn on them, because otherwise they'll capitulate in seconds. But we shall see. But for now, that is going to be all. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. Be sure to check out Gamesplanet in the link below for some sorts of games that you might find cheaper than where else you would normally buy them. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Permad Melodine, and farewell.